Joining me here in the studio is Mr. Xu Yansong. He's Director for International Cooperation at the China National Space Administration, and Mr. Bao Di, Vice President of Beijing ComSat Technology Development Company Limited. Welcome, you gentlemen. So let me start with you, Mr. Xu. Recapping the whole mission of the Shenzhou 11, what is the most exciting thing that you would like to say?
I would say the safe return of the astronauts. Really, it made me nervous at the last minute. You know, when the search and rescue team couldn't report anything. I mean, the images and everything. So that nerves me a little bit. But now I feel pretty released after hearing the astronauts speaking by themselves. And but this is a very outstanding achievement for the Chinese space community. I think for the scientific team, for the industry, for the whole team that is conducting this mission, for the 6 and 7 systems, the launching system, TT&C system, spaceflight system, human spaceflight, human health system, recoverable system, and the experimental system. All of these are working quite synergized, and they're working very closely with each other and ensure the success of the mission. The longer duration of stay in outer space is a milestone event for China. During the astronauts' flight in China, we also launched the first and the most heaviest launch vehicle, the Long March 5, which is also an outstanding achievement, putting China among the leading countries for launching capabilities. So that also paved the way for access to space, as we call it. And there's also a number of milestone events in this particular mission. The two-person can achieve all the missions designated to them, all the experiments, and all the population is attracted by this whole process. And President Xi Jinping greeted them in orbit. And just now we see Vice Premier Zhang Gaoli and Vice Premier Ma Kai, both two vice premiers, visited and presided at the return process. I think this is a clear indication of the government attached great importance to the space activities, including the letter that read out that is saying that the Chinese space activity is an emphasis, and it's an outstanding areas of the Chinese science and technology achievement.
But even though it's very successful, every mission is just a rehearsal of the next one. So what are your expectations of China's future missions?
The future missions, we have many inbound, and in the coming year, in 2017, we'll be having 2 more launches of the Long March 5, which is among the heaviest launch vehicles in the world, in service. Probably the future, and in history, we have bigger launch vehicles that has been abandoned. And also, in the coming year, we'll be having a sample return mission from the moon, which is called Chang'e 5, which is also a outstanding program to the world space community. In the coming year, a continuation of the Shenzhou 11 and Tiangong 2 will be launching a cargo ship, or the Chinese version of the ATV, to the station to provide fuels and supplies to the station. So that this also is a process of demonstrating the capabilities of maintaining a Chinese space station. And in the future, we'll also have a mission to Mars, which is also already converted to the engineering phase, and we're in the process of manufacturing the spacecraft itself, and it will be according to the orbit of the Mars. The closest location would be 2021. At that time, we'll be launching the Mars mission to Mars surface, and a lot of international activities along with other countries on cislunar orbit. And one of the important milestone event I would mention is the Chang'e 4 mission, which is going to be landing on the far side of the moon. It's unprecedented. Until now, nobody has landed on the backside of the moon. So we're launching a relay satellite so that this communication can be established with the Chang'e 4, and launching the Chang'e 4 in 2018 with 4 international payloads on board. So this is a unprecedented and also international cooperated program.